Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm back with another episode of Let's Code series. Today we will be learning about classes in Python. So what exactly the classes are? So uh, first, if you guys know, the Python is basically object-oriented language, right? Everything in Python is an object, and so a class is basically a prototype of a house, right? So it will have all the floors, all the doors, all the windows. And based on this on this house we will actually create the object, right? And so house here will be the object, and any all the sketch of this house will be the class, right? So what we will do, we will just jump into the classes, how we actually write a class and all. For objects, I will go to the through objects in the very next chapter, so you can understand what objects are. So here is my VS Code. So I will just create a new file, and I will say learn underscore class.py, and as usual I will just add here the shebang line and do /usr/bin/python3. Okay, now how a class will look like. So in order to define a class, you will do some simply like this. The class, so I will say house prototype, right? So here house prototype will actually decide what we are going to do here. So in house prototype, first we will do an initialization. That is, you have to initialize this whole class basically. So I will say underscore init. So what init does, init actually is a pre-built built-in function which actually uh, initializes your class object. So here I will say self means itself, right? And I will say I will call two parameters that I will pass here, or arguments that I will pass here. I will say color, that is color of my house, and then I will say floors, number of floors of my house. And then what I will do, I will just do here, I will say self dot color is equals to color, and self dot name floors equals to floors, right? So this is the name, this is pretty much how we actually define an init function. Okay, so now if I want to first see the color of the classes, or I want to give an action for that. So if I say def paint, I want to paint, so I will say self, I want to paint the house, right? This is one of the action that I want to do. So I will say print, and I will just use this, the F, and I will say like formatting it. So self dot color, I have a color, is painted, right? And I'm saying okay, the color is painted, the paint is painted. Now I will put another option, def build underscore floor. This is my another function which will actually build your floor, and I will just pass self, right? I will just ask it to build a floor for me, right? So what I will do, I will say print, then F, I'm notice that I'm using F, self dot floor, right? I will just say floors are to be built, pardon if I missed something here. Okay, so now here it is, I'm just saying this is built, right? So I will just destructure it quickly. So what init method is, as I said, init method will initialize your values, or initialize your main function with what you actually want it to do. Now here is and then we see self. So basically self actually checks out like the how can I say, so self is actually is the actually required method definition, and it actually comes before the other parameters. So basically what you do, uh, it as soon as you include it there, yeah, so it will automatically call the function which for which the self is passed, which for which self is a reference. So here the instance over here is init, and then we have paint instance, then we have build floor instance. So these are three instances that we have, right? We will just check how to basically do this initialization, right? So how we will do it, we will do something like this, right? This is my class base, okay? So I will say my underscore house equals to, I'm calling the name of my house prototype, and the house prototype does have colors and does have the floors. So I will say my house have blue color, and I do have 7 floors. So I haven't actually defined the number of floors would be, but I'm just actually saying here it would be 7 floors. So this should work perfectly fine. Now what I want to do, I will say print my, or I will say f, the format this string, and say my house is color is, so I will say my underscore house dot color. So color is the value that I have here, and then I will say print. I'll just copy it for the sake of saving the time. I will just copy, and I will say my house has his color. So I just initialize the house property. So I will say floors, right? These are the number of floors I would have, and I guess that's it. This floors, I guess that should do perfectly fine. I will just do this. Now I will save it, right? What I will do, here is my terminal already here, so I will say python 3, the number is learn class.py. It might give you error, but no, here it says my house's color is blue. Apologies for this. So my house color is blue, which is coming from here, from the class, the value that we have defined, right, in this, because this actually takes the color and the flows. So this is what we will get when we will access the attributes, or print the data from my class. So here we have two different attributes. So when we actually call color, it actually called this attribute, and whatever the property is passed for this here, blue, it actually passed over here. And this is how we actually call the attributes. My house.color, so we are calling the attributes, and then my house.floors, we are calling the floor attribute. So I hope this does make sense. Now what I will do, I will just say how I want to do something with this. I will call the methods now. So this does make sense, right? Instead of attributes, I will say method tests, right? Does make sense. So now what I want to do here, I will do something like my underscore house dot paint. So this is one of the method, all right, and then I will say my house dot floors. I'm sorry, not floors, it should be build floor, right? And this is also a method. Does that make sense? Now if I want to actually run this, so we are just saying print is f.self_color and f.self_floors. So I will do something like that, and I will say this blue is painted, right? blue is painted because I'm passing blue here, and then I'm say 7 are to be built. So don't go on this statement that we are passing. It could be much more meaningful statement, but yes, this is how we actually do the call the methods over here. So now this is about how we do the first instance or just single instance we have. Now what if I want to have multiple instances? So in order to do that, right, what I will do, this is one of my instance, right? I want to have another instance. I want to say this is my house, and I'll just say your underscore house, and for property I will say red, which is not actually my color, and then I will say it has 4 floors, right? And what I will do, I will just copy it over here, and I will just comment this thing down, and here I will do like something. It is my house dot color, so I will say your house, which I cannot properly write, as you can see, and your house dot floors. So I will just change this to your, and house has this much floor. Now this does make sense, right? So what I'm doing, I'm just writing this over here, right? I'm just initializing another instance for this. This is one instance, this is another instance. So now if I hit Python this, learn class, by your houses, my house is color blue, my house has 7 floors, your house's color is red, and your house has 4 floors. Does that make sense now, right? So this is how actually we do the multiple instance part. Now we will see how to set a default value for an attribute. So basically what happens whenever you initialize a value, let's suppose I have this self.color here. Now I want to say something like let's say I want to have another attribute to be passed. Let's say location. Okay, so I will say location. So I don't have location here. So what I will say, self dot location equals to. So I'm not putting anything like inevitable. By default the location will come up. So I will say location equals to Novosibirsk, for example, right? So this is my location. So what I will do, I will just make another definition. I will say instead of this, I will say build underscore location, and instead of this I will say location, right? So does that make sense? So okay, then this sounds good. So we actually have defined another method for this, which will actually call our location method over here to just, so it says location in construct, no value for argumented location constructor call. Okay, so in just to come out of this, what we will do, so this is my house prototype, and my house prototype does not have any location call. So what I will do, I will just say a location as Rojok, right? And here I will do the location as Blackwaters, right? Now here you can see that we do have this over here, right? But in this case, what will happen? So if I just say location, and I will say my house is located at this particular place, right? And I will just copy this up, and I will just put it here. And my house dot, it should be your house dot location, and so this is your house, and then I will just clear this path and let's hit this. See, even though I have provided this here, you see I said Rojo and I said Blackwaters, it is not actually putting anything this way. Why? Because even if you add anything in the at the values here for the attribute, it actually takes up the default value, which actually we are taking from here. Does this make sense? Right. I hope it does. It's very easy to understand. I know objects and classes does bothers everyone around, but it should be fine once you start practicing on that. Well, I guess this is all we need to cover. I will make another short video. I will make another short video to actually dive more into the classes. So stay tuned for the next video. It will also cover the classes. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to put it into the comment box. I will definitely answer your all the queries and all the queries, answer your questions. So I will see you the next time. So till then, goodbye. Take care.